I put peanut butter in my friend's drink thinking she was lying about her allergy. I was young, only in the second grade, and had recently been taught about lying. After our lessons on sinning and doing bad stuff, I developed the idea that my friend, let's call her Lily, was lying about her peanut allergy and just didn't like peanut butter, but was too ashamed to tell me because they were my favorite snack at the time. Not to mention the times when someone would bring in a snack for the class and we'd always have to check if they had peanuts in them. If they did, the whole class couldn't eat them so that she wouldn't feel left out. I was tired of what I thought was a dumb, made-up lie and decided to take matters into my own hands by bringing a big jar of peanut butter and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Once it's snack break, I waited until Lily went to the bathroom to take out my peanut butter jar to slip a spoonful into her cup, shaking it good so she wouldn't suspect a thing. Once she came back, she sat down and drank some of her peanut butter-infused water. As she did so, I watched with wide eyes, making sure to take in every detail, now convinced that she's been lying the whole time. Suddenly, Lily started coughing uncontrollably, choking and thrashing herself all over the floor. It also didn't help that she forgot her EpiPen at home that day, causing her to convulse and forcing my teacher to call an ambulance. It turned out she was severely allergic to peanut butter, and I never had the gall to tell her what I had done that day. We're still friends today, and she strongly believes that her father was trying to kill her that day since she got in a fight with him the day before regarding her dead mother.
I'm an estate agent and was forced to steal deposits from purchasers. Long time ago, but why not get it off my chest? 7 years ago, I was working for a well-known estate agent UK in London. The business had a slight reputation for being what I would call a typical estate agent in that regular sleazy salesman tactics were paired with inexperienced estate agents, which left bad impressions on most who would deal with the company. Anyway, there was a scheme which involved holding deposits from purchasers which were held by the company to secure a house once a buyer has agreed to purchase a home. Usually, this holding deposit is returned to the buyer once the transaction has completed. However, in this case, we were instructed to follow the following script. Buyer agrees to buy a property for, let's say, £500,000. £5,000, £10,000 deposit is requested to be held in the estate agent's account as commitment to buy the property. The buyer is told that the deposit amount will come off the official purchase price and that we will deduct the deposit off of our fee so that the seller technically gets the deposit. The seller is only ever put forward an offer that is less the deposit amount. So in this instance, £490,000. £490,000 goes on the contract and is sold this way, as technically the buyer doesn't pay any purchase tax on the £10,000. The sale completes, the seller gets £490,000. The buyer is none the wiser, and the estate agent keeps the £10,000 on top of the fee paid by the seller. We were disciplined if we did not agree this deposit scheme with every sale, and we were not given any incentive to partake in this illegal activity. The directors of the company benefited from the scam. Over the course of the 4 years that I worked there, the company must have taken in excess of £400,000 worth of these deposits. Thankfully, I've moved on to much greener pastures, but apparently the company is still partaking in this practice to date. Lesson to learn: if you are paying a deposit when you buy a property, make sure the seller knows directly from you what price you have agreed to pay. The middleman could be benefiting instead.
I stabbed a kid with a pencil in the 4th grade and got away with it. When I was in the 4th grade, I had a table mate, let's call him Dave, who drove me absolutely insane. We'd bicker and argue like siblings. During one math lesson, our teacher left a box of rulers on our table and told us to send up one person from each table to grab 1 rulers for their table. I can't remember what Dave said/did, but he was annoying me and some of the girls in line to get rulers. So, I leaned over and ended up stabbing him with my pencil. It didn't leave a huge mark with lots of blood, but it was a cut. Cuts hurt and have a bit of blood sometimes, after all. He was upset and mumbling under his breath how he was going to tell on me as I desperately begged him not to. I was left panicking the entire lesson until he finally got up after the teacher finished and told on me, lol. But one thing to know about me is I've always been a fairly chill kid and am known as the quiet one. So when the teacher asked to speak with me and questioned if this was true, I lied and said it was an accident. I told her she was bothering my friend, so I tried to tap him on the shoulder, but he moved and got scratched. Surprising, she believed me, and he got scolded for annoying my friend. LOL, I still feel guilty about this story years later. I saw him once in my high school cafeteria and I almost had a heart attack, even though he most likely doesn't remember me.